Hello, today we are going to break down episode 2 of Roller Jam. It is a new week, there's a new episode. Let's talk about it. Make sure to like and subscribe and do all of those fun things because I am breaking things down every week and I don't want you to miss a week. I am going to give you some spoilers today, but I'm going to do that at the end of the episode. So if you have not watched and you don't want any spoilers of who goes home and what's next, I will let you know when to stop watching. Okay, I'm gonna do things a little differently today. I am going to start breaking down with my favorite all the way to my least favorite. And then we will talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, all of that stuff, what kinds of things they did. A lot of the skills that we talk about, a lot of the skills that they do, I teach in my membership at thatnicolefiore.com or my membership right here on YouTube. In case you don't know, my name is Nicole Fiore. I am a 4-time world champion roller skater, and I now coach and choreograph anyone and everyone who wants to learn how to skate online as well as in person. And I would love to teach you. Please let me know if you have any questions at all about the membership or any of my teaching offerings. And let's get into the breakdown. Okay, so this week we have 5 brand new teams. We have Disco Oasis, Skate Shot, House of Skate, Motley Hot Shots, and Honor Roll. I am going to start with my favorite, Honor Roll. Now, a lot of you know that I have taught Natalie Chen. I taught her for about 10 years. She is part of Disco Oasis, so I think a lot of you would think I would start with Natalie. I want to acknowledge, Natalie, I love you and adore you. I'm gonna start with Honor Roll though. Honor Roll is my favorite out of these teams, and it was my favorite performance by far out of these teams. Honor Roll, like they mentioned, is a group of skaters. There's a big group of skaters that skate for Honor Roll, and it is a group, it's a collective. I've known Tony and Jordan for probably a little over 15 years. So it's about 3 generations of Honor Roll represented in this group. And I think that's awesome because it's some of the original crew and some newbies. And the newbies are not lacking in any sort of way. Dylan is the youngest. He is the baby of the group, and he is probably the best skater out of the group. I do not want to offend anyone when I'm saying this, but I think they would all agree. What this group does that I think is so awesome is they take you out of reality. When you're watching this group, I know we can all agree there are some skaters, there are some groups of skaters that when you watch them, you forget that anything is happening around you. You are just solely focused on them, and they are pulling you in some sort of way that like you're transfixed. That is how I feel whenever I watch any of the Honor Roll guys. And I have been very lucky to work with them and see them skate many, many times in my life. And it happens every time. I absolutely love watching them skate. And Terrell says at the end, he's like, all of you individually are amazing. So as a collective, this is amazing that you can do this together. And that sometimes doesn't work. Sometimes you get a group of skaters who are all amazing separately and you put them together and it kind of crumbles and falls apart. That is not what happens when these guys skate. And they haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible with them because they are all so excellent on their own that collectively, I can't wait to see what they do. Okay, next, my second favorite was House of Skate. Okay, these guys, I can't. I went to the premiere party in Venice for Roller Jam, and 2 of the guys in this group were there early, and I fell in love with them. I was watching them from afar. I had never met them before, and I was just mesmerized by them, and we kind of exchanged a knowing look of like, yeah, I see you. And we ended up talking and getting together, and it was really, really fun. And I am amazed by them. So this group did not necessarily have the most skating. They did a lot of dancing, and I know that they can all skate. I witnessed it at the party. I know they can all skate, and they start with craziness. Like LaRon just like slams into a split, then from down below, like bent knees, low to the ground, jumps into a split jump. That is madness, like absolute madness. So we're going to see things from them that we aren't going to see from other people. And they make that pretty evident, like right from the start. So I'm very excited for that. There are a few slip ups, a few trips from them, but you can always tell when a skater is that comfortable in their skates when they recover super quickly, to the point where you have to like ask yourself, did they trip? Did they mess up? I'm not really sure. That's how I felt when I was watching them. There were like two minor slip ups. One of them from Laurent, but he like threw his body, he made it a move. He made it a body move where he was losing his balance. So he like kind of went with it, made it a move, and then came back up. They were amazing, like amazing together. You can tell that they have a sort of confidence that comes from within. Like a lot of people can fake it when they're performing, but you can see it come from inside them. And Michelle, the guest judge, Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child, she said it. She was like, I can see the hunger to win from within you. And that is exactly it. It's a certain level of confidence that they had above the other groups. Honor Roll, they know what they're doing. They have done it so many times. What they're doing, their moves are them. It's a part of them. I always say when I'm teaching that your skate should be an extension of your leg. It's not some separate thing that you tied on your foot. It is an extension of you. That's how I feel when I'm watching Honor Roll. I don't necessarily feel that with House of Skate, that they are that comfortable in their skates. With them, it's more that they are that comfortable in their bodies. So I'm really excited to see how they grow through the season. Okay, now in third place for me is Disco Oasis. My friends, my loves, I adore them, I love them. Like I said at the beginning, Natalie, I taught for 10 years. I started teaching her when she was 8 years old and I was 18. We've been through a lot together and she's one of my best friends. I love her so much. So I'm very excited to see her obviously on TV and crushing it. But also the rest of the skaters in this group, like Aaron, I have watched him skate since he was like 6 years old, 7 years old. And then Josiah Jojo, he and I were on the world team together in 2009. So there's a lot of connection here with this group and I adore them. They say it at the beginning, they're gonna mix jam skating, rhythm skating, artistic skating. Most of them have a background in artistic skating, and this is what I talk about all the time. When you have a background in artistic skating, you can pretty much learn any other style and be super, super strong in your technique and in your core, literally in your core, because that's what artistic skating teaches, and you can see it in this. This traveling camel, his outer forward camel is spectacular. Here, wait, let me pause it with his wheels because you can see as he's spinning, they zoom in and they're like down on his foot in slow motion. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but if you watch it on your own, this is a funny place to pause this. Sorry, Jojo. But all of his wheels are slightly off the ground except his outer back wheel. Now, when you do an outer forward spin, some people would think outer forward spin, put your weight on your outer forward wheel. No, when you're doing an outer forward spin, your wheel is on your outer back wheel, and that is your pivot wheel. That is what you're spinning around. In this, you see how he perfectly is putting the pressure into the ground through that wheel. So I applaud you for that. Good job. I love that we get to see artistic skating mixed in with more fun skating. That is one of the hardest things about a competition like this is in artistic skating, you're competing against other artistic skaters. You're not competing against rhythm skaters and jam skaters and maybe people who ballroom dance on skates, maybe people who do more tricks. It's not like that in artistic skating. So this is really difficult to have a skating competition with different styles of skating and different disciplines. So I'm very curious to see how it goes. I think that's one of the hardest things about this is yes, amazing that we have a show that is showcasing roller skating, but how do you do that? Like, how do you take all these different styles and then pin them against each other? That could get really messy really fast. So that's what I'm most curious about overall in this entire show, to see how it comes across, and curious to you as the audience, people watching this show, what types of skating you like most. Like for me, Disco Oasis is number 3 on my list this week, and that might be crazy because that's a group of artistic skaters. So you would think that would be my favorite, but honestly, it's not. Honor Roll is my favorite because I see how difficult those skills are and how difficult it is to match all together. But most of all, like I said, I was transfixed. Like I was so entertained. And to me, that is the highest bar, is how can you make me forget that I'm watching this? How can I just fully be pulled into this and enjoy it? And House of Skate was second and Disco Oasis is third. So sorry guys, I love you. You know I love you. You guys look fabulous though. Oh, another thing before I go into the next group, Johnny says something about Roller World. And I thought that was so funny because he was like, you really showed us Roller World. And I think because he comes from an ice background, it just made me think of like Ice World is when people are on ice skates and Roller World is when people are on roller skates. And I thought that was so cute. My 4th place is Motley Hot Shots. I had to look at my notes because Motley Hot Shots, and then there's another one. My 5th place is Skate Shot, and I think that's really funny that they both have shot in it. I don't know why that is, but Motley Hot Shots, this group, I think they had the biggest challenge because their skating it's not represented that well on a flat surface. They do ramps. They are park skaters. They do crazy, crazy stuff. And I've known Michelle, or Estrogen, for, again, that's another one that I've known for probably about 15 years. Time really does fly when you're having fun and when you're on wheels. We've worked together on a lot of jobs and just like, skating together for fun. I had one job in the Venice skate park. And if you know that park, the bowl is huge. It's really, really big and it's really, really scary. And they wanted me to go down into the bowl and drop. And I was like, I don't do that. And so Michelle was on that job and they're like, okay, can we somehow get you into the bottom of the bowl? And then can you follow her around? And I was like, okay, that I can do. Yeah, sure. But I'm not going to just like drop in like she does. So I have an immense amount of respect for these ladies. There's a lot of things these ladies can do that I am not willing to do. It's not that I can't do it. I just never will, because I don't like throwing my body through the air like that. So again, huge, huge, huge respect for them. It is unfortunate that a competition like this wasn't necessarily built out for them to do what they can and do normally. So that's a little unfortunate, but Michelle has a trip here that is a really good example. Let me find it so you can see exactly what it is. She has a trip, and that is exactly what I'm talking about with how quickly she recovers, because you question it. Like, was that a mistake? Did she mess up? Really good skaters, really good performers will make you question if you're seeing things. Michelle with her flips. This, oh my gosh, it was a scary moment. This isn't scary. That's fantastic. Right there. So she trips, but she catches it so fast and just like goes right into the next thing. So you can tell when someone is super comfortable on their skates when they trip or mess up, they just go on to the next thing. That is the key. You cannot sweat it. You can't think about it too much. You just go on to the whatever's next. And I'm going all out of order because on the show it was Disco Oasis, then Skate Shot, then House of Skate, then Motley Hot Shots, then Honor Roll. So I'm really going around on this one, but I wanted to rank them this time, who I thought was best. Hot take. Okay, so Skate Shots. This is my fifth group. Their skating is very good. It's like they say on the show, it's a mashup of a bunch of different styles. And Michelle makes a very good point, even though she's not a skater. She's like, you need to find your own sauce. And that doesn't necessarily mean like you have to develop one style of skating. It's not that. It's like you have to figure out what is true to you? What is consistent with you? So like Honor Roll has their consistent style. You know when someone is either part of that group or if they have really watched a lot of footage of that group. Disco Oasis, they all have their own style, but collectively, because they have their foundations in artistic skating, there is a sense of consistency there. Those are two good examples of that. This crew doesn't necessarily have that. So I think that's what's lacking the most in their performance. But for me, it was just too messy. Individually, they are all great skaters, you can tell, but collectively doing choreography together at the same time, it was just messy. There's a lot of good skating in here and a lot of really good moves, but like at the very end, one of the skaters is rolling backward. He's doing like, this was my, this was my favorite moment when they're doing this together. This was very good. And then they go side to side. That's sick. I like that a lot. But then once they kind of move, it gets disjointed. And like moments like this, he's skating backward in like a spiral and then stopping. It's a very cool move, but he's kind of breaking in his core. It's just a little messy instead of being really solid. So that's what I didn't like. It was just a little messy for me. So those are my hot takes on this. That was my ranking. So in first place, I had Honor Roll. Second place, House of Skate. Third place, Disco Oasis. And then my bottom two were Motley Hot Shots and Skate Shot. So here are where the spoilers are going to come in. So please pause, pick it back up when you've watched the episode. If you have not seen the first episode or the second episode, please go check that out, Roller Jam. You can watch on HBO Max or on Magnolia Network, and you should definitely go do that to help support these skaters and to help support roller skating, because we love this and we want more of this. The more eyes we can get on roller skating, the better. And like I said, I would love to teach you how to skate. So please check out thatNicoleFiore.com or my offerings here on YouTube, and let me know if you have any questions at all. Okay, into the spoilers. Spoiler alert. These bottom two that I picked are also the bottom two for the judges, and one of them goes home. So we started episode 1 with 10 teams. We saw the first 5. This episode, we saw the second group of 5, and we lose a team each episode. So now we are down to 8 teams. Last week, we lost Trendsetters. They're out. So this week, we lost Motley Hot Shots, which is such a bummer, but it's okay. What it comes down to at the end of every episode is the bottom 2 teams pick one skater and they battle it out. Now, they picked Michelle, and I think Michelle should have just done back handsprings and flips and splits and spins the entire time. But she did move around a little bit, tried to do more jam skating stuff. And that wasn't necessarily her strongest move. So that is a shame, because that's my friend and I wanted her to continue, but it's okay. So Skate Hot Shots went home. Huge props to them. We will miss them. But at the end of this episode, they do something a little shocking. Motley Hot Shots goes away. Now we have 8 teams, but they pin different teams together. So we have groups standing next to each other at the end, and they strategically did this. There's 8 groups. They have 4 groups of 2 teams. What they tell them at the end is to look next to them, look at the group next to them, and that is who they are competing against next week. So that is pinning some very strange combinations together, but also I think it's very strategic. After next week's episode, there will only be 5 teams left. So we have Lone Stars of Texas versus Disco Oasis for next episode. Then we have Skate Shot versus Skate Gravity. Then we have Hot Wheels versus House of Skate. And finally, Honor Roll versus Bad Boys Skate Crew. So this is going to be very interesting. I think they are matched up very strategically, because I already have an opinion on who would win. But you never know what can happen on roller skates. I myself have had some experiences where I think I'm going to skate great. My routine is perfect. I've done it a million times. I'm super confident. and then I step out onto the floor and something goes very, very wrong. So we don't know what will happen. I literally don't know who will win. I don't know. Everyone has been so tight-lipped about this. Everyone on the show has not spoiled a single thing. So I literally don't know. I just have my own opinion, and I think the honor roll is going to win it all. But we don't know. All right, please let me know what you thought. Let me know who your favorite crew is, and I will see you next week. Make sure to like and subscribe, and check out how to learn how to skate and how to improve your skating on thatnicolefiore.com or with a membership right here on YouTube. And I will see you later. Bye. I'm sweating. I told myself I would wear this sweatshirt because it's the Roller Jam sweatshirt every episode, but these lights are really hot. Whew.